You're here for a reason. There's something inside you, deep down, that knows you're not like everyone else. You felt it your whole life, this pull, this sense that you're meant for something more. But here's the harsh truth: most of us, 99.9% of us, get trapped by forces we don't even recognize. These invisible forces, what I call vibration killers, are draining you, keeping you from reaching your true potential. And unless you're aware of them, unless you do something about it, these forces will keep you stuck. But not you, because today we're going to break them down. And once you're free from their grip, nothing will hold you back. I know what you're thinking. What are these vibration killers? How can something I can't even see or feel be holding me back? Believe me, I've been there too. I've seen so many people, chosen ones like you, who are so close to breaking through only to get pulled back down. And it's not because they're not capable. It's because they're trapped by energies they don't even know exist. So if you're ready to break free, let's get into it.
Click subscribe to this channel to get more profound spiritual lesson.
The first vibration killer is something we all struggle with: negative self-talk. You know that voice in your head? The one that tells you you're not good enough, not smart enough, not capable enough. That voice is not yours. It's a product of everything you've been told your entire life, by society, by people around you. You've absorbed it, and now it's become a part of you. But here's the thing: that voice is a lie. And every time you let it take charge, every time you listen to it, your vibration drops. You fall deeper into the trap. The only way out is to actively fight it. You have to recognize when that voice is speaking, and you have to shut it down. And I mean really shut it down. You have to replace it with something stronger. I can do this. I have enough. It sounds simple, but it's the hardest thing in the world. That voice is persistent. It's going to fight back. But you have to be stronger. You have to want it more than it wants to keep you down. Ask yourself, how often do you let that voice control you? How many opportunities have you missed because you listened to it? The second vibration killer is even sneakier: the people around you. Now, I'm not saying you need to cut everyone out of your life, but let's be real. There are people in your life right now who are draining your energy. They're holding you back because they're stuck themselves. They don't want to see you rise because it forces them to confront their own limitations. They'll smile in your face, they'll act like they support you, but behind your back, or worse, directly to your face, they'll plant seeds of doubt. Are you sure you can do that? That seems risky. Maybe you should play it safe. And before you know it, you start believing them. You start doubting yourself, and your vibration drops. You can't let that happen. You have to be ruthless about your energy. Protect it at all costs. If someone's not lifting you up, they're pulling you down. It's that simple. So, who in your life is holding you back? Who do you need to distance yourself from to protect your energy? Now, this next one is going to hit hard because it's something we all fall into at some point: distractions. We live in a world full of distractions: social media, TV, endless scrolling. You know what I'm talking about. 1 minute you're focused, you're in your zone, and the next thing you know, you've spent 3 hours watching videos that add no value to your life. Every second you spend distracted is a second you're not raising your vibration. It's a second you're not working on your purpose. And the worst part, these distractions are designed to keep you hooked. They're designed to pull you away from your true self. You think you're in control, but you're not. You're being controlled. And every time you give in, your vibration drops. You're feeding the very thing that's keeping you trapped. So what's the solution? You have to take control of your time. Every minute of your day is sacred. You have to guard it with your life. Because once it's gone forever. Ask yourself, how much of your time are you wasting on distractions? What could you accomplish if you took that time back? I want you to really think about that, because this isn't just about cutting out distractions. It's about reclaiming your power. Every minute you get back is a minute you can use to raise your vibration, to work on your purpose, to become the person you're meant to be. And that brings us to the next vibration killer, fear. Fear is the biggest trap of all. It's what keeps you from taking risks, from stepping out of your comfort zone, from going after what you truly want. But here's the thing about fear, it's not real. Fear is just a projection of what might happen. It's your mind trying to protect you from a future that doesn't even exist. And every time you let fear control you, you're giving up your power. You're letting a non-existent future dictate your present. You're lowering your vibration. The only way to break free from fear is to face it head on. To do the thing that scares you the most. Because once you do, you'll realize that the fear was never real. It was just an illusion. And on the other side of that fear is freedom. On the other side of that fear is your highest self. So, what are you afraid of? What's the one thing you've been avoiding because of fear? Finally, the last vibration killer is one you might not expect: lack of gratitude. It's easy to get caught up in what you don't have, in what's not working in your life. But every time you focus on what's missing, you're lowering your vibration. You're telling the universe that you're not ready for abundance because you're too focused on scarcity. The key to raising your vibration is to shift your focus. Instead of looking at what you don't have, start appreciating what you do have. Start small. Every morning, write down 3 things you're grateful for. It doesn't have to be big. It could be as simple as the fact that you woke up today, that you have a roof over your head, that you have food to eat. Gratitude raises your vibration like nothing else. It shifts your energy from lack to abundance. And once you start living in a state of gratitude, you'll be amazed at how quickly things start to change. So, what are you grateful for right now? What are the blessings in your life that you've been overlooking? We've already uncovered some of the biggest vibration killers: negative self-talk, draining people, distractions, fear, and the lack of gratitude. These are the silent forces that control most people's lives, keeping them stuck in a cycle of low vibrational energy. But here's the thing: recognizing these traps is only the first step. Now comes the hard part: breaking free. And this isn't just about avoiding distractions or cutting out negative influences. This is about reclaiming your power. This is about breaking the chains of fear and stepping into the life you were meant to live. I want you to think about something for a moment. What would your life look like if fear didn't exist? If you weren't afraid to take risks, to fail, to step into the unknown? Most people can't even imagine it because fear has been such a constant presence in their lives. It's like a shadow always lurking in the background, shaping their decisions, controlling their actions. But what if there was a way to break free from that fear? What if you could learn to use fear as a tool instead of letting it use you? Here's the truth: fear is inevitable. It's a natural part of being human. But the difference between those who succeed and those who stay stuck is how they respond to that fear. Most people let it paralyze them. They let it stop them from even trying. But the chosen ones, the ones who break free, they face it head on. They understand that fear is just energy, and like any energy, it can be transformed. Imagine that fear is like a wild horse. At first, it feels uncontrollable, like it's dragging you in every direction. But once you learn how to tame it, once you learn how to ride it, it becomes your greatest ally. It gives you the power to move forward, to push through obstacles, to break through barriers that once seemed impossible. So how do you tame it? How do you transform fear from something that holds you back into something that propels you forward? The answer is simple, but not easy. You have to do the thing you're most afraid of. It's the only way. You can't think your way out of fear. You can't avoid it. You have to face it. You have to step into it. And when you do, you'll realize that the fear was never as big as you thought it was. The moment you take action, the moment you take that first step, the fear starts to lose its grip. It starts to shrink, and in its place, something incredible happens. You start to feel alive. You start to feel powerful. Because you've just proven to yourself that you're stronger than your fear. But let's not sugarcoat this. It's going to be uncomfortable. It's going to feel terrifying. Your mind is going to come up with 1,000 reasons why you shouldn't do it. What if you fail? What if you look stupid? What if it doesn't work out? But here's the thing, what if it does? What if, on the other side of that fear, is everything you've ever wanted? What if that one step is the key to unlocking a life beyond your wildest dreams? You'll never know unless you take the step. And this brings us to one of the biggest blocks I see in people's lives, the fear of failure. So many of us are terrified of failing because we've been conditioned to believe that failure is something bad, something to be avoided. But let me ask you this, what is failure really? Is it the end? Or is it just feedback? Is it a sign that you're not cut out for something? Or is it a lesson you need to learn to get better? The most successful people in the world don't avoid failure. In fact, they embrace it. They see failure as a stepping stone, as part of the process. Every time they fail, they learn something new. They get stronger. They get closer to success. The only way to truly fail is to stop trying. So, what would your life look like if you stopped being afraid of failure? If you saw every setback, every mistake as an opportunity to grow? I'm telling you right now, once you shift your mindset around failure, once you stop letting it control you, everything changes. You stop playing small. You stop holding back. You start taking bigger risks, and with bigger risks come bigger rewards. Think about it, what's the worst that could happen if you fail? You make a mistake? You fall down? So what? You get back up, you try again, and you keep going. The only way to guarantee that you'll never succeed is to stop trying. But if you keep pushing, if you keep moving forward, success becomes inevitable. It's just a matter of time. Now let's talk about self-sabotage. This is one of the hardest patterns to break because it's so deeply ingrained in most of us. We say we want to succeed, we say we want to raise our vibration, but the moment we start to make progress, we do something to mess it up. Maybe it's procrastination. Maybe it's picking a fight with someone close to us. Maybe it's falling back into old habits. But whatever it is, it's a form of self-sabotage. And it's driven by one thing, fear. The fear of success. You might be thinking, why would I be afraid of success? Isn't that what I want? But here's the thing, success can be just as scary as failure. Because success brings change. It brings new responsibilities. It forces you to step into a new version of yourself. And that can be terrifying. So, unconsciously, we sabotage ourselves. We create problems where there were none. We hold ourselves back because we're afraid of what will happen if we actually succeed. So, how do you break the cycle of self-sabotage? The first step is awareness. You have to recognize when it's happening. You have to catch yourself in the act. The next time you find yourself procrastinating or picking a fight or falling back into old habits, stop and ask yourself, am I sabotaging myself right now? And if the answer is yes, take a deep breath and remind yourself that you're in control. You have the power to choose a different path. You don't have to let fear run the show. Finally, let's talk about alignment. This is the key to raising your vibration and breaking free from all the traps we've talked about. When you're aligned with your true self, when you're living in alignment with your purpose, everything flows. Fear, self-doubt, distractions, they all start to fade away. But when you're out of alignment, when you're living a life that's not true to who you are, everything feels hard. You feel stuck, you feel drained, and your vibration plummets. So how do you get into alignment? You have to start by asking yourself some hard questions. What do I really want? What lights me up? What makes me feel alive? And once you get clear on that, you have to start making decisions from that place, not from a place of fear, not from a place of obligation, but from a place of truth. Every decision you make, every action you take, should be in alignment with your highest self. And when you start living from that place, when you start making choices that are true to who you are, everything changes. Your vibration skyrockets. Opportunities start to flow to you. Life becomes easier, more joyful, more fulfilling. But here's the thing, alignment is not a destination. It's a practice. It's something you have to work on every day. Because the moment you start slipping back into old habits, the moment you start making decisions from a place of fear or obligation, you fall out of a lot of alignment. And when that happens, your vibration drops. So, you have to stay vigilant. You have to stay connected to your truth. We've come a long way. You now understand the hidden vibration killers that trap nearly everyone else's negative self-talk, the wrong people, distractions, fear, and the lack of gratitude. You've learned how fear can be transformed and how self-sabotage can be stopped by choosing a different path. You've started the process of aligning with your true self, but here's the thing, life doesn't stop. The world doesn't stop throwing challenges at you just because you've made these breakthroughs. In fact, the more aligned you become, the more life will test you. So the real question is, how do you stay aligned? How do you keep your vibration high when life inevitably tries to pull you back down? This is where most people give up. They make progress, they start to feel better, their vibration rises, and then something happens. Maybe it's a stressful situation at work. Maybe it's a difficult conversation with a loved one. Maybe it's just the grind of everyday life. And before they know it, they're back where they started. Their energy is low again, and they feel stuck. But it doesn't have to be that way. There's a way to stay aligned, to keep your vibration high, no matter what life throws at you. And this is the final key to breaking free. So how do you do it? How do you stay in alignment when the world around you is chaotic? The first thing you need to understand is that alignment is an inside job. It's not something that depends on your external circumstances. It doesn't matter what's happening in your life. It doesn't matter if things are going well or if everything seems to be falling apart. Alignment comes from within. It's a choice you make over and over again, every single day. And that choice starts with awareness. You have to become hyper-aware of your energy. You have to learn to tune into yourself, to notice when your vibration is starting to dip. Most people don't pay attention to their energy until it's too late. They wait until they're completely drained, completely exhausted, before they realize they've fallen out of alignment. But by then, it's much harder to get back. So, you have to catch it early. You have to start paying attention to the little signs. Maybe you're feeling more irritable than usual. Maybe you're getting distracted more easily. Maybe you're feeling a sense of heaviness in your body. These are all signs that your vibration is dropping. And the sooner you catch it, the easier it is to course correct. Ask yourself, how often do you check in with your energy throughout the day? Do you wait until you're completely drained, or are you catching the subtle shifts before they pull you down? The second key to staying aligned is boundaries. This is where most people struggle the most. They know what drains them. They know who drains them. But they don't set boundaries because they're afraid of upsetting people, afraid of being judged, afraid of being alone. But here's the harsh truth: if you don't set boundaries, you will never stay aligned. You will never keep your vibration high. Because there will always be people, situations, and energies that try to pull you off course. And if you don't protect your energy, if you don't create a safe space for yourself, you'll constantly be at the mercy of everything around you. Boundaries are not about shutting people out. They're about preserving your energy so that you can show up as your highest self. They're about making sure that you're not giving your power away. So what does that look like in practice? It means saying no when you need to. It means walking away from conversations that drain you. It means limiting your time with people who bring negativity into your life. And I know it's hard. I know it's uncomfortable. But the alternative, letting your energy be drained day after day, is far worse. You can't raise your vibration if your energy is constantly being pulled down by everything and everyone around you. Ask yourself, where in your life do you need to set stronger boundaries? Who or what is draining your energy that you've been tolerating for too long? The third key is daily practices that keep your vibration high. This is non-negotiable. You can't just hope that you'll stay aligned. You have to actively work at it every single day. And the best way to do that is to create rituals that raise your vibration. These practices are like anchors. They ground you. They bring you back to yourself no matter what's happening around you. What kind of practices am I talking about? It could be meditation. It could be journaling. It could be spending time in nature. It could be exercising or moving your body. It could be practicing gratitude or affirmations. The specifics don't matter as much as the consistency. You have to be consistent. It's not enough to meditate once in a while or practice gratitude when you're in the mood. These practices have to become part of your daily routine. Because the truth is, the world is constantly trying to pull you out of alignment. There are distractions everywhere. There are negative energies everywhere. And if you're not actively working to raise your vibration every day, you'll get pulled down. It's inevitable. So, what are your daily practices? What are the rituals you can commit to, starting today, that will keep your vibration high? The fourth key is something that most people overlook: your physical environment. Your surroundings have a huge impact on your vibration. If you're living in a cluttered, chaotic space, your energy will reflect that. If you're spending time in places that drain you or make you feel small, your vibration will suffer. So, you need to create an environment that supports your alignment. This doesn't mean you have to live in a luxury home or have the perfect Instagram-worthy space. It just means that you need to create a space that feels good to you. A space that feels like a sanctuary. This could mean decluttering your home, bringing in more light, adding plants or elements of nature, or just creating a quiet corner where you can recharge. Your environment also includes the digital space. What you consume online has a direct impact on your energy. So be mindful of what you're allowing into your mind. Are you constantly exposing yourself to negative news, toxic social media, or mindless entertainment? Or are you surrounding yourself with content that uplifts you, inspires you, and raises your vibration? The choice is yours. Ask yourself, does your physical and digital environment support your alignment, or is it dragging you down? What changes can you make to create a space that keeps your energy high? The final key is letting go of control. This one is tough, but it's crucial. So many of us are constantly trying to control everything: our circumstances, other people, the outcome of our efforts. But here's the thing: the more you try to control, the more you block your flow. Control is rooted in fear. It's a defense mechanism. It's your mind trying to protect you from uncertainty. But the truth is, uncertainty is where the magic happens. It's where growth happens. It's where new opportunities, new ideas, and new levels of alignment come in. When you let go of control, you allow yourself to be guided by something greater than your mind. You allow yourself to be in flow with the universe, with your highest self. Letting go doesn't mean giving up. It doesn't mean you stop trying. It means you stop forcing. It means you trust that everything is unfolding exactly as it should, even if it doesn't look like it at the moment. It means you trust that the universe has your back, and that if you stay aligned, if you keep your vibration high, everything you need will come to you. But it won't come if you're constantly trying to control the how and the when. You have to surrender. You have to trust.